Greetings. This is Paul the Poke from paulthepoke.com. Today's topic, trend update, groans and birth pains. We are at September 9, 2017. Scripture references out of Luke 21, verse 25. And there will be signs in sun and moon and stars, and on the earth distress of nations in perplexity because of the roaring of the sea and the waves. And that's a direct quote from Jesus. Also, we have a look at Isaiah 51, verse 15. I am the Lord your God, who stirs up the sea so that its waves roar. The Lord of hosts is his name. And frankly, we need to pray for people around the world impacted by natural disasters. The planet is currently experiencing a rough patch. Some have referenced the creation groaning. Others have called these events birth pains. And we get that reference from Romans 8, verse 22. For we know that the whole creation has been groaning together in the pains of childbirth until now. The state of Florida is on the verge of taking a direct hit from Hurricane Irma. The storm is one of the largest and one of the most destructive hurricanes in the Atlantic Basin in recorded history. At times, winds have been reported up to 215 miles per hour. Islands experiencing the storm have been devastated. The Gulf Coast of Texas and Louisiana are recovering from flooding rains and winds of Hurricane Harvey. Up to 41 million people in Bangladesh, India, and Nepal are suffering from historic flooding in Southeast Asia. Flooding and mudslides have occurred in Africa's Sierra Leone. Next reference is out of 2 Peter 3, verse 7. But by the same word, the heavens and earth that now exist are stored up for fire, being kept until the day of judgment and destruction of the ungodly. The scope of Peter's verse is the heavens and earth. Fire plays a significant role in the end time scenario. And the situation in the western half of the United States is an ignored tragedy. And I'm not suggesting these wildfires are the judgment of God. That's not the point. 76 fires are noted in 9 western states. At least 1.4 million acres of land are burning. The smoke can be viewed by satellites from space. Smoke can be observed from space from the west coast to the east coast of the United States. And there's some pictures of that if you guys are interested. www.ibtimes.com wildfire map, fires in Gulf Oregon and other western states. But the point of this particular section is to know that at some point in the future, when God says judgment is coming to the planet in the form of fire. Luke 21, verse 11, and there will be great earthquakes. Now, on September 8th, that would have been yesterday, a magnitude 8.1 struck off the coast of Mexico. And multiple aftershocks have been registered of at least 5.0. Now, as of this date, 61 are reported dead. Nearly 2 million homes have lost power. Tsunami warnings have been issued. Waves as high as 3 feet have been reported. And Hurricane Katia in the western Gulf of Mexico will only complicate this matter worse. And so the epicenter of this earthquake was right down here. I'll back this out just a smidge, give you a little bit better idea of what we're looking at. You got Guatemala off here to the east. The bulk of Mexico is off to the north and the west. And Hurricane Katia is sitting right out here getting ready to make landfall in Mexico. And that's only going to make things more difficult for those folks in Mexico. So we're going to go up here now to the north and to the west of the United States, in and around Yellowstone. And here's Yellowstone National Park. You can see the caldera right here in the northwest corner. It bleeds into Idaho, Montana. And a swarm of over 200 quakes has been reported on the southwest edge of Yellowstone and Soda Springs, Idaho. And as of this point, 205 have been noted in the last week. Now, going back to June of 2017, over 2,300 tremors have been reported in and around the Yellowstone caldera. And if you guys are interested in that information, check out Newsweek.com. Yellowstone supervolcano earthquake swarm, largest recorded. Also, CNN.com, America's earthquake hits off the coast of southern Mexico. And so the question gets to be, is this the time that Jesus referenced? Did he really mean what he said? Now, Jesus also spoke of a better day and good news is coming. And that reference is from Luke 21, verse 28. Now, when these things begin to take place, straighten up and raise your heads, because your redemption is drawing near. The focus is on the word redemption. It is the Greek word apolutrosis, and Strong's Concordance defines it as release effected by payment of ransom, redemption, deliverance. Helps Word Study states the following: literally buying back from, repurchasing, winning back what was previously forfeited and lost. And that's in reference to us. We are subject to sin. And with Jesus' shed blood, he purchased us, redeemed us. And the promise is the believer's glorification is coming. We will be transformed and born again. And we get that from 1 Corinthians 15, verse 49. Just as we have borne the image of the man of dust, we shall also bear the image of the man of heaven. And so in the midst of all this trouble, and again, assuming this is the time, that's for each individual to make that assessment on their own, is this the time that Jesus is talking about? And did he really mean it? But if it is the time, no, just as the verse says, straighten up and raise your head, because your redemption is drawing near. So if you are interested in these topics, please feel free to check out paulthepoke.com. Keywords: Luke 21, groans, birth pains; Romans 8, flooding, hurricanes, Irma, Harvey; 2 Peter 3, fire, judgment, earthquakes. Appreciate you guys listening. Take care. Have a good day.